What to farm this week? Well, I tell you, that's why I do this video every week, because people request me. So let's start with of course the impacts. Roshi makes a comeback. If I'm not mistaken, he has been here for 2 weeks straight. I recall talking about Roshi recently, but it doesn't matter. He is a really good impact. I would say he is worthy of being maximally broken because he does have 200 healing per turn. With his abilities, he does have 250 boost body, and he also of course has attack reduction on his normal jutsu. That alone is just so good. So I would say, and he's 4-8, like that's nothing lightly, right? He's really good. He's a really good impact, and I would say he is worth maxing or breaking. I don't recall if every single time he has been here I said this, but I every single time, of course, he comes back, I do say he's a really good unit. I don't recall ever saying he's a worthy to be maxing or broken, because I recall like most impacts, I'm like, I don't know if it's really worth because there are units that are better, but of course, not everyone's gonna have the better unit. So Roshi, of course, 100% worth maxing or breaking. He's really good. For old impact anyways, like normal impacts, it's tough to say like, oh, he's really good, because super impacts, right? They're the new thing, and they're of course gonna be better, but it's really good. I'm hoping one day, of course, they will take these old impacts and make kind of like a new buff to them. That would be great. Moving on, of course, we have Obito, and Obito, he's also really good. I would say you should farm him because he does have reduced skill damage by 30%, which is really good. And if you manage to sync with long range, which is not that difficult, I would say, you can reduce by even further by 10%. So if you want to do like a skill mission with a body only team to get the 5 free pearls, you can use Obito as your tank. You slap some damage reduction behind him, and he will be a really good tank. Also, he does attack weaken, so that's even better for a tank, right? You can attack weaken the enemy that is doing the most amount of damage, and tank with his damage reduction. So Obito works very well as a tank. I would say he's worth getting. I don't know if he's needed as a max layer break because he doesn't do too much damage. I would say Roshi is more of a, you should spend time on layer breaking than Obito, but Obito is really good because of the tankiness that he has. So moving on, we have Yugito. Yugito, if you don't have Ashura, she's really good. If you already have Super Impact Ashura, here's the thing, Super Impact Ashura is like a better Yugito, but they're very similar. The thing is that Yugito has the same thing as Obito, where she tanks body by 50%, which is, you know, pretty much ignoring the fact that she has step disadvantage against them. But her jutsus are really bad. 6 and 12, and then the ultimate attack weakens, which is not very optimal. 12 chakra for 60% chance of attack weaken is not very good, but that doesn't take from the fact that she's a really good tank. I would say just get her to level 100, max duper, 99 luck, all the things. But again, if you already have Ashura, not worth it, because Ashura, does he do 50% as well? Or is it 40? I think it's 40. But Ashura, right? Is the other one. This one, the Unawakened. He also reduces by 50. Yeah, he reduces by 50%. And heals for 400. So again, Yugito is like a downgrade of Ashura. Again, as I said, normal impacts need kind of a buff to be in equal grounds to super impacts, because super impacts are of course going to be better. So I'm really hoping they will do something like that in the future. Moving on, we have Rock Lee. Rock Lee is a special emergency mission because he does go under 28 cost, so he is useful for the under 28 objectives. I would say Rock Lee has fallen off. He's not very good. His normal jutsu and ultimate are 6 and 12, and of course they just do damage and that's it. Back in the day, it was pretty rare free to play under 28 units, but nowadays you can get like Shizune, right? Shizune, this unit right here, you can keep her as a 5-star. Let me bring up this navigation right here. You can keep her as a 5-star, and she's gonna be healing for 400, I mean 600 if she's the body skill, and she's an under 28 unit. So again, nowadays it's not as difficult to have under 28 units as it used to be, but if you're lacking under 28 units, I would say he's worth the pick because he goes under 28 and he is free to play. So That is one thing right there, and he does do some decent damage. He does have a critical rate boost, so if you can get a crit on his ultimate, that would be some decent damage, I would say. But other than that, nothing really special about him. But again, he does go under 28. That's his whole quirk, really. Moving on, we have Raza. Raza is really bad. He doesn't have anything for him. 20% chance of jutsu ceiling. It goes up to 40, but not very impressive. And then if they have a jutsu seal 10 times, it's nothing crazy, right? So Raza is not really good. I'll not spend my time with him. Sai is arguably one of the worst units in the game. Field skill reduces an enemy's chance to counter by 12 to 24%. Have you ever seen this? No, it's because it's trash. Normal jutsu, it's just so bad. He's one of the worst units in the game. Don't even bother. Zabuza is actually pretty interesting. Oh, okay, I was gonna say Zabuza is here, right? Yeah. Zabuza is actually pretty interesting because he's a heart unit and he reduces damage on the heart. So let's say you're using a heart team to complete a heart objective on the heart rate because you want to get those 3 free pros. Zabuza can be a very good unit for that because he tanks for 50%, and also of course if you can slap like more damage reduction behind him, he's gonna be taking no damage pretty much. So he can be very useful for that. Normal jutsu and ultimate doesn't matter that much, but the ultimate does give you perfect dodges, which is even better for tankiness, I guess. So Zabuza is worth getting 100% because of how tanky he is against heart. And again, can be very helpful for a lot of people. Deidara is again arguably one of the worst units in the game, just like Sai is. He's really bad because he's a 6 and 12 unit. His normal jutsu and ultimate are terrible. They don't do anything, and he has his god awful abilities of boost critical during combinations and boost attack during combinations. These are so bad. He's awful. Don't even bother going for him now. This is where it pains me because for the next 20 days I'm gonna have to do talk about the exact same units, which I'm not looking forward to it. 3 weeks. I've been talking about the very same shop units for so long because they just don't refresh. Hedon has been on the shop for a month already, and I'm gonna have to talk about him for another month. It's just so annoying. But Hedon is one of the worst units in the game as well. He immobilizes himself on the ultimate, but his normal jutsu is really good. He does have 90% chance of slip damage for 10 turns, so that's actually really good. It does cost 6 chakra though, and we don't know exactly how good his slip damage is because there are different slip damages for different units. Maybe his slip damage is really bad, maybe he's really good, we don't know. But we do know that he is a unit that immobilizes himself on the ultimate, which is not... It's not something that you can just ignore, right? So he's not very good for that. But again, his normal jutsu is really good if you want to take him. If you are going to use your ninja coins, I would say get the acquisition stone first, then the Libre crystal, and then maybe him. But first, actually the spit pills, which I have not got yet. Spit pills. They did update and put Yagura in the shop. Yagura... He's also pretty bad, but here's the thing, he has 80% chance of attack weakening on his normal jutsu, which is actually pretty good, but the range on his normal jutsu is really bad. It's like super short. Yeah, short range, circle to the right, it's super short range. It's really not worth it. I would say just save your coins for the next unit, because these 2 units are just not worth getting at all. They're not going to be of much help. Yeah, if you are gonna use coins, using the acquisition stone. That's where you should use. Acquisition stones are one of the most valuable items in the game, right? So just go for that, and then your break crystals. Those are 2 really valuable items. And then we have Omoi. Talk about him every single week because here's the thing, right? PvP is going to be in a hiatus because where we're at right now is a pre-opening of PvP. This is kind of like a beta of Ninja World Ultimate Showdown. So here's the thing, Omoi, it says that he's gonna be leaving in 20 days, but there's not gonna be a new unit here probably because they're gonna release a new unit without PvP on. I mean, maybe Training Grounds is gonna be on, but really no one really plays Training Time, so it's probably gonna be people without coins trying to buy a new unit. They're probably not gonna release a unit. They're probably gonna re-release old units instead of Omoi, which is really sad. But right now, Omoi, he is really good if you don't have him. I've been talking about him for a month now. He's one of the best free-to-plays in the game because he switches elements to body and skill. Actually, I've not like really paid attention to his change to skill ability, but it has been brought up to my attention in the comment section recently when Kaguya got her layer break that you can use him to combo with heart units, right? With Kaguya, for example. You switch someone to skill and then nuke with Kaguya or Final Valley Naruto. It is a possibility. He is such a versatile unit. And of course, the big boy, his ultimate switches to body, so he always has type advantage on his ultimate. And of course, if you have a skill team, they all can also have type advantage against the enemy. So always one of the best free-to-play in the game. He's 100% worth getting. I would say he's even more worth than the spit pills. He's just so good. So 100% just max him. 100% worth it. If you don't want to max him, just getting one copy is enough, but I would say the reduced chakra consumed by 1 is really good because he's 6 and 12, and then he becomes 5 and 10, which is much better, right? And then, last but not least, it's Ino. Ino is pretty good. She restores health as a buddy, she does boost bravery a little bit, and she does have slip damage and attack reduction on her normal jutsu, which is her main part, and that's pretty much it, and resets of course, so she can stack that. Honestly, I've been recommending Ino, but since they are gonna be switching the shop and we're gonna be in a hiatus for PvP, I would say if you already have Omoi maxed, I would not suggest getting Ino, but saving for the next Clash coin unit, or even get the Layer Break crystals if you want, but just saving for the next coin unit will be very optimal because we don't know who it's gonna be, and if they keep on the track of Omoi, that's gonna be really good because PvP rewards, not PvP rewards, but I mean they're kind of like a PvP reward coin shop, right? But the PvP shop coin units are really good. They're much better than Ninja Road coin shop units most of the time. So I would say if you want to wait for the next one, it's also good because Bravery has been in such a good vibe with the layer breaks of Sigil 6 Pev's Mother, you might not even need Ino if you already have him, right? So that'd be my take on it. I'm gonna be waiting for the next unit that comes with the coins, the Clash coins. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and good luck.